The hosts step in from the shadows as they reach the registration point, ready to host the game of shades. The air around them seems to shift, taking on an ethereal quality as they prepare to initiate the game. Each presents their token with an etheric purple hue.
In a private conversation, Aegis confronts Lady Seraph about the roaming hordes and aberrations that have been gathering at her gate towards the Arcanum. He approaches the discussion with a tense and aggressive demeanor, aware of the gravity of the situation.
Lady Seraph, on the other hand, possesses a skillful and manipulative nature, accustomed to navigating the intricate webs of power. She holds more knowledge about the blood sport and the events transpiring outside her district, aware of how it is tipping the scales and impacting the delicate balance of power in the realm.
During their conversation, Aegis and Lady Seraph engage in a tense exchange, each seeking to assert their own interests and uncover the truth behind the gathering hordes and aberrations. They navigate a delicate dance of words, trying to discern each other's motives and intentions. Seraph, with her astute perception, may hold hidden information or secrets that she subtly reveals or withholds, playing her cards close to her chest. Aegis, on the other hand, displays his knowledge and understanding of the situation, seeking to ensure the safety and well-being of the realm. Their parley becomes a battle of wits and diplomacy, with both parties striving to gain the upper hand and protect their respective interests. The outcome of their conversation could have far-reaching consequences, impacting the fate of the Arcanum and the delicate balance of power within the crystal sphere. As Aegis and Lady Seraph engage in a tense conversation, the air crackles with anticipation. They find themselves at odds, their factions locked in a struggle for power and influence.
Aegis, Lady Seraph, the hordes and aberrations at your gate have become an imminent threat to the safety of the Arcanum. We cannot stand idly by while our people suffer.
Lady Seraph, Aegis, you always were one to jump to conclusions without considering the broader picture. Those hordes you speak of are a necessary defense against the encroaching darkness. We must be prepared for what lies beyond.
Aegis, prepared? You call this prepared? All I see is chaos and bloodshed. Innocent lives are being lost while you claim it's for the greater good. How can you justify this?
Lady Seraph, innocent lives, you say? You speak of sacrifice, Aegis, yet you fail to see the bigger picture. The power we wield requires sacrifices that ensure the survival of our people. I am protecting them, even if you can't comprehend it.
Aegis, protecting them? By unleashing horrors upon them? I swore an oath to defend the weak, not to subject them to your twisted notions of protection. Your actions are unjustifiable.
Lady Seraph, the righteous paladin, always claiming the moral high ground. But tell me, Aegis, how many lives have you sacrificed in the name of your lofty ideals? How many have fallen while you cling to your outdated notions of justice?
Aegis, my duty is to protect, not to trample over the lives of the innocent. I will not stand by while you justify your brutal methods. We must find another way, a path that doesn't lead to the destruction of our realm.
Lady Seraph, you speak of another way, but what alternative do you propose, Aegis? Do you have a solution that guarantees our survival? I doubt it. Sometimes sacrifices are necessary, even if they weigh heavily on our hearts.
Aegis, there must be a way to safeguard our people without resorting to such extreme measures. We must unite, find common ground, and work towards a future where our factions can coexist without bloodshed.
Lady Seraph, unity, you say? Easier said than done, Aegis. But I am willing to consider your proposition. However, know this, I will not compromise the safety of my people. Our survival comes first, above all else.
The conversation between Aegis and Lady Seraph continues, with tensions remaining high as they navigate the complexities of their positions and seek a resolution that balances their respective interests. The fate of the Arcanum hangs in the balance as these faction leaders struggle to find a common path forward.
The Lesser Trials Master interjects, his tone serious, but remember, the shadows can be treacherous as well. Unseen dangers lurk within, ready to expose even the most skilled infiltrator. Stay vigilant and trust in your companions, for teamwork is crucial in this game.
Lady Sheriff concludes with a captivating smile. Now, prepare yourselves, for the game of shades is about to begin. May your steps be silent, your senses keen, and your actions swift. May the shadows be your shelter, and may your stealth be legendary. Let the game commence.
As the words fade, the surroundings shift once more, and the party finds themselves immersed in a world of shadows and intrigue, ready to face the challenges that await them in the game of shades. Aegis, Maisie, and the local gladiator consume their tokens, their essence rejuvenated as they enter the lobby room of the game of shades. The room is dimly lit, with torches casting flickering shadows on the stone walls. Tables filled with a variety of delectable meals are spread across the room, enticing the participants to indulge.
As they settle down to eat and prepare for the upcoming event, Aegis, Maisie, and the local gladiator engage in lively conversation. The anticipation and excitement of the game fill the air. Aegis, with his unwavering dedication, speaks first. This game offers us a chance to test our stealth and cunning, to push our limits. Let us approach it with honor, supporting one another as a true team.
Maisie, her eyes gleaming with enthusiasm, chimes in. Indeed, Cap, we have faced many challenges before, but this game presents a unique opportunity to hone our skills in the art of stealth. I am ready to embrace the shadows and show our adversaries what we're capable of.
The local gladiator, known for their prowess in the arena, speaks up with a confident tone. I may be more accustomed to direct combat, but I am eager to explore this different aspect of battle. The element of surprise can be a formidable weapon. Together, we will prove our mettle and emerge victorious.
They continue to share stories and strategies, discussing their individual strengths and how they can complement each other in the trials ahead. The atmosphere is charged with camaraderie as they enjoy their meal and bond as a team.
Arrok and Zara stand outside the entrance to the arena, their conversation filled with contemplation.
Arrok, with a thoughtful expression on his face, breaks the silence. Zara, my companion, this game poses a different challenge for us. Stealth may not be our natural forte, but we must adapt and find our own ways to contribute and make a difference.
Zara, the barbarian, nods in agreement. You're right, vampire. I may not be a master of stealth, but I possess my own set of skills.
Arrok's gaze softens as he looks at her. Your strength inspires me. Together, we can forge a path that creates our own style of play. Let us use this opportunity to explore.
Zara's lips curve into a determined smile. Agreed. We will show them that even in the shadows, we won't be underestimated.
They take a moment to gather their thoughts, finding solace. The distant sounds of the arena grow, signaling that their fellow teammates are about to embark on their own challenge within the game of shades.
Arrok places a hand on Zara. Let us support our companions. Our presence can make a difference. With a swift motion, Arrok sinks his fangs into the token, his sharp teeth puncturing its etheric surface. In this moment, a surge of energy courses through him. The scene becomes momentarily still, as if time itself holds its breath, capturing the intensity of the moment. His eyes, gleaming with a crimson hue, reflect the inner turmoil of the soul he bonds with. He assimilates the essence contained within the token. A shudder reverberates through his body as the power of the soul infuses to him. The transformation is subtle but perceptible. His stature seems to grow, his presence exuding an otherworldly aura. Shadows dance around him, as if drawn to him. With a chomp, there is an elegance to his actions, an inherent grace in the way he embraces. The echo of the consumed soul resonates within him, its essence intermingling with his own. His movements are calculated and precise, displaying the finesse of a seasoned predator.
Zara nods, her eyes gleaming with a mix of determination. Absolutely, Arrok. We will celebrate our triumph. As she clutches the token tightly in her hand, a surge of energy emanates from her palm, rippling through the air like a pulsating wave of ethereal power. The token crumbles under her grip, releasing a burst of radiant energy that trails behind her as she steps into the lobby. The burst of energy takes on a mesmerizing display of colors, intertwining shades of vibrant blues, purples, and silvers. Sparkles of light dance within the ethereal trail, creating an enchanting spectacle. Her presence becomes imbued with a radiant aura, as if she has tapped into the very essence of the token she consumed. Her eyes shimmer with an inner light, reflecting her intensity, as if she has harnessed the energy of the token. With each stride, Zara carries the weight of the token's energy, fueling her resolve and fortifying her spirit.
With each passing moment, the excitement grows, and they can feel the energy of the game pulsating around them. As Seraph and the Paladin Rogue notice Maisie's activation of the connected shade card, their expressions shift from surprise to mild disrespect. They exchange glances, clearly intrigued by the unexpected development. Aegis and Maisie, on the other hand, share a silent understanding about the significance of these cards and their connection to the greater gods or primordials within the labyrinthine crystal sphere. The air around her crackles with a tangible energy, revealing the depth of her connection.
Lady Seraph, smirking, well, it seems your team has a few tricks up their sleeves, Aegis. How fascinating.
Zara notices an intense tug on her telepathic connection to Aegis, the connection they spoke of while on the way to the registration point. As she enters the trial's lobby, she catches sight of a momentary conversation. Intrigued, she senses an undercurrent of tension and curiosity about Aegis's resolve in faction diplomacy. With her dedication to Aegis and her keen perception, Zara contemplates, witnessing an intense conversation. Within a moment, she observes the exchange between Aegis and Lady Seraph, noticing their subtle gestures and the intensity in their eyes. It's clear that there is a complex history between them, and Zara wonders about the reasons behind their interaction. As she watches, she sees Aegis maintain a composed and steadfast demeanor, showing his dedication to his principles. Despite the doubts that may arise from their conversation, Zara knows Aegis to be a strong and honorable paladin. She hears a faint enigmatic whisper, "Do you remember?" Zara's dedication to Aegis drives her to observe. She remains supportive of his choices, trusting that he has a larger plan in mind.
Arrok, as he enters the lobby, catches a glimpse of the conversation. His vampiric senses and sharp perception allow him to pick up on the underlying tension and intrigue. His keen eyes fixed. He senses the weight of their words and the intensity in their expressions. With a heightened understanding of power dynamics, he is attuned to the subtleties of conversations. Arrok wonders about the depth of his involvement in faction diplomacy. He acknowledges that Aegis carries a sense of duty and responsibility. As an astute observer, he recognizes that there is more to the conversation. He remains vigilant and cautious, understanding that faction leaders like Seraph are skilled manipulators. Arrok's loyalty to the party and his trust in Aegis remain unwavering.
Paladin Rogue, indeed, it appears they have found a way to enhance their abilities. Resourceful, I must say.
Aegis, meeting their gazes with unwavering resolve, the connected shade card is a gift bestowed upon us by higher powers. It symbolizes the unity and strength of our team. We shall use it wisely and with honor.
Maisie, nodding, my card is not to be taken lightly. They are crafted by the greatest gods and primordials of this realm. We are honored to have their support.
Lady Seraph, leaning closer, her voice laced with curiosity, tell me, Aegis, how did you come to possess such a valuable artifact? It seems your connections run deeper than I thought.
Aegis, maintaining his composure, the ways of the gods are mysterious. We have earned favor through our unwavering dedication and sacrifice. These cards are a testament to our bond.
Paladin Rogue, smirking, well, it seems the game just got more interesting. I look forward to seeing how your team fares with this newfound advantage.
Aegis, with a confident smile, rest assured, we will make the most of this opportunity. But remember, power alone does not determine the outcome.
The conversation between Aegis, Maisie, Lady Seraph, and the Paladin Rogue concludes, leaving an air of intrigue. The presence of the connected shade card adds a new dynamic to the upcoming game, piquing interest. As the party gathers in the lobby to eat and prepare, Aegis takes a moment to explain the process of equipment in the game. He, along with Maisie and the local gladiator, shares their knowledge with the newcomers, ensuring they understand the unique rules of this realm.
Aegis begins. In the city, most of the equipment you find or loot will be rotted through or rusted. Surviving and extracting loot from the game means that any items you acquired during the game will be carried over. The Trials provides us with resources to level the field.
Maisie chimes in. That's right. The trial arena is abundant with equipment that can be scavenged from the ruins and pulled from the surrounding environment. While these items may not have sentimental value, they serve their purpose during the game and help us in our trials.
The local gladiator adds, keep in mind that the equipment you find here can be lost on a fail. It's designed to be used within the confines of the game and will be accessible once you leave. But don't underestimate the value of what you find. Extracting gear can make a difference in your survival.
Aegis nods, emphasizing the importance of survival. Remember, in this realm, resourcefulness and skill are more crucial than the gear itself. So make the best use of the equipment you find, but don't rely solely on it. Your true strength lies within you.
The newcomers listen attentively, absorbing the information and understanding the nature of loot. With this knowledge, they are better prepared to face the challenges that await.
The lady speaks softly, but her words ring throughout the arena. She says, game objective rules. Win condition, locate and touch the purple spanner. Loss condition. Failing to reach the purple spanner within 5 minutes. Conditional modifier, Maisie's card of connected shade. She forces her dexterity mod in place of all team's dex rolls. Avoid detection. If a shadow drains you, you will be sent back to the lobby to try again.
Game. Start. As Lady Seraph's voice resonates through the air, a hush falls over the gathered participants. The energy in the room becomes palpable. With a commanding presence, she announces the start of the game, signaling the beginning of the trials. As her words echo, the atmosphere seems to shift. The once solid walls of the lobby reveal small windows at the far end, offering a glimpse of the outside world. Through these windows, fragments of the arena materialize, emerging from the ethereal plane and taking form. The participants watch as these glimpses of the arena come into view. The soft glow of magical energy illuminates the surroundings, casting intricate patterns and shadows across the room. The fragments take shape, gradually revealing a captivating landscape that beckons to them. With the countdown timer ticking, the sense of urgency intensifies. As the arena constructs before their eyes, the participants notice a peculiar absence. Lady Seraph and the Paladin Rogue, who had been present moments ago, have now vanished from sight. The meticulously crafted landscape unfolds before them, revealing a stunning and diverse battleground. The arena's atmosphere is infused with an otherworldly energy. Magical glyphs shimmer and dance in the air, hinting at arcane forces that could both aid and hinder the participants. Ancient runes etched into the ground pulse with mystic power. The challenge that lies ahead is now laid bare before them, urging them to push their limits and prove their worth. As the participants prepare to step into the arena, the silence is broken by the distant roar of a crowd. The cheers and chants echo through the air, a reminder of the spectators eagerly awaiting. The participants share determined looks. With a collective breath, the participants step forward, crossing the threshold into the magnificent arena. Their journey through the game of shades has begun.
Arrok stands amidst the unfolding arena. A soft whisper reaches his ears, carried on the gentle breeze. It is a voice, both distant and yet somehow familiar. The whisper lingers in the air, echoing in his mind. It is as if the whispers from the future have ignited a spark of insight, urging him to trust in his own strength. His train of thought fastly stopped.
As Zara's mighty strength shatters the front window, the sound of breaking glass reverberates through the air, momentarily startling Aegis, Maisie, and Arrok. The shards of glass scatter across the floor, creating a pathway for them to escape the confines of the lobby.
Aegis, Maisie, and Arrok turn their attention towards the shattered window, surprised by Zara's display of strength. Assessing the situation, alert for any signs of danger.
Zara? Maisie asks, her voice laced with curiosity and concern.
Arrok responds swiftly. Zara has broken the window. We should be cautious.
Aegis, ever the calm and composed leader, speaks with a firm voice. Whatever lies beyond that shattered glass, we must face it.
Maisie, her grip tightening around her longsword, nods in agreement. Aegis is right.
As the gladiator, fueled by his bravery and determination, jumps out of the window, he gracefully descends towards the broken tent below. With a swift and agile maneuver, he manages to land on the torn fabric, absorbing the impact with practiced ease. However, his landing does not go unnoticed by the lurking shadows. In an instant, a shadow materializes and lunges at the gladiator, its dark form seemingly draining the strength from his body. The gladiator, caught off guard by the unexpected attack, feels a momentary weakness coursing through him. Nevertheless, he musters his remaining strength and retaliates with a swift strike, landing a solid hit on the shadow before it darts away.
As the gladiator stood his ground, engaging the shadow in combat, Lady Zara, the powerful faction leader, intervened with her formidable planar magic. With a wave of her hand and an incantation, she cast a spell that transported the gladiator back to the safety of the lobby.
In an instant, the gladiator felt a disorienting shift in space, as if being pulled through a vortex. Arriving back where he was before the window.
This ends turn 1, 454 remains to touch the spanner. Round 2.
Aegis, the paladin, speaks to the gladiator with a sense of urgency in his voice. I appreciate your courage, but there are greater forces at play here.
The gladiator, understood, sir!
Arrok's familiar, the snake, slithers its way towards the statue on the rampart, past the broken window, investigating the intriguing sight. As it gets closer, it sees the statue holding a set of thieves' tools in its praying hands. Above the hands, an inscription catches its attention, displaying the number 15p. The snake sees past the statue down the way, a particularly heavy belted door with 3 locks.
As Zara steps out onto the higher rampart, her gaze sweeps across the environment before her. She finds herself in what appears to be a training yard, designed for honing combat skills and testing one's mettle. The training yard is spacious, with various obstacles and structures scattered about. There are tall wooden dummies for striking practice, and an equipment shed out past them.
Arrok carefully follows Zara along the upper rampart, concealing himself in the cover. He moves silently.
Aegis opens the other window and gestures for Maisie to climb out to the training yard below. He provides a stable foothold and assists her as she gracefully maneuvers through the opening and onto the stone pillar.
Maisie's agility and reflexes make the descent seem effortless. With a nod of gratitude, she lands dash into the equipment shed.
The gladiator steps through the broken window, carefully examining the area where he had attempted to jump to earlier. He surveys the terrain, searching for any signs of danger or potential paths to explore.
Ahaha! Zara, I love it. Aegis belts a laugh as he walks through the broken window.
Aha! Zara, feeling the camaraderie with Aegis, matches his laughter with a mischievous grin. She nods in agreement, clearly relishing the prospect of a more direct approach. I'm with you, Paladin, Zara responds, her voice filled with determination. No need for shadows and tricks when we can face our challenges head-on.
To the door then, he starts to pull his blade as he is walking towards the belted door.
The gladiator hides himself near the statue with Arrok.
Maisie moves silently but swiftly to the gate atop the shed, a glint of light in her eye, showing the desire for loot.
Dash into the equipment shed, notices a broken window. Looking in, she sees spikes guarding it. She deftly avoids the spikes upon entering the window. However, her movement triggers the dormant mimic, which springs to life, lunging at her with its gnashing teeth and failing its pseudopod surprise attack. With a burst of adrenaline, Maisie swiftly maneuvers to evade the mimic's attacks, her agility allowing her to narrowly dodge each strike. She takes advantage of the mimic's momentary vulnerability and unleashes a flurry of precise sword strikes. Her blade slashes through the air with incredible speed and precision, landing 6 powerful blows on the mimic. The force and momentum behind each strike are enough to shatter the wooden creature, sending splinters and viscera flying in all directions. As the mimic disintegrates into a mess of broken wooden ooze, Maisie stands in the aftermath, catching her breath. She surveys the shed, now free from the threat that once lurked within. With her determination undeterred, she continues her search for the equipment she seeks.
Meanwhile, on the lower rampart, Zara, pushing forward, not caring for the statue's hint to pick the door, raises her silver greatsword high above her head, channeling her inner rage. She unleashes a powerful strike, bringing the blade down with all her might onto the door in front of her. The force of her blow reverberates through the metal, causing a resounding clang that echoes through the training yard. As Zara's greatsword connects with the door, it leaves a deep gouge, splintering the wood and denting the iron reinforcement. As Zara's mighty strike connects with the door, her focus and concentration are momentarily broken by the unexpected attack from the shadowy figure. The dark entity reaches out with its ethereal grasp, draining her strength and sapping her energy. Zara feels her vitality wane as the shadow's touch weakens her.
However, just as the shadow's grip tightens around her, Lady Seraph's vigilant eye catches the perilous situation. With swift and decisive action, she invokes her planar magic, creating a portal that engulfs Zara and transports her back to the safety of the lobby. In an instant, Zara is whisked away from the danger, leaving the shadowy assailant behind. Multiple shadows start to descend from the roof.
With a resolute call to arms, Aegis rallies the nearby rogue gladiator, summoning their collective strength to face the approaching shadows. Stepping boldly into the midst of the shadowy assailants, Aegis confronts the encroaching darkness with unwavering determination. Drawing upon his martial prowess, Aegis unleashes a flurry of attacks against the shadows, striking with precision and force. His blade cuts through the ethereal forms, severing their connection to this plane. As his strikes find their mark, 2 of the shadows dissipate, dissolving into nothingness.
The remaining shadow recoils momentarily, its form flickering with uncertainty. Sensing an opportunity, the rogue gladiator swiftly moves, seizing the moment created by Aegis's relentless assault. The rogue gladiator swiftly moves into position behind the remaining shadow. Taking advantage of its momentary distraction, strikes with precision and finesse. With a skillful sneak attack, the rogue plunges their weapon into the shadow's ethereal form, piercing through its shadowy essence. The attack proves devastating, causing the shadow to dissipate in an instant.
Together, Aegis and the gladiator form a formidable front, their combined strength and skill creating a barrier against the shadow's advance.
Arrok asks his snake to move through an informative advantage pathing, alerting the team to the encroaching shadows, then swiftly moves and drops off the lower rampart, his movement alerting the watchful gaze of the shadows on the roof. Utilizing his keen senses and quick thinking, he follows the path laid out by his familiar, the snake, as it guides him towards the equipment shed. Navigating the dark and narrow tunnels of the lower rampart, he maintains his focus, wary of any potential dangers that may lurk within the shadows. His determination pushes him forward, drawing him closer to his destination. Emerging into a small clearing near the equipment shed. With the shed now in sight, he knows that time is of the essence. He moves with a sense of urgency, aware that the shadows he sensed earlier are likely closing in. Arrok's presence near the equipment shed brings hope to Maisie, who is already engaged in a fierce battle with the mimic. As the shadow lunges from the lower rampart towards Arrok, he quickly reacts with swift agility, evading its attack with a well-timed dodge. Not content with just avoiding the shadow's assault, Arrok capitalizes on the opening and unleashes a powerful spell. With a precise incantation and a flourish of his hand, he casts color spray, releasing a dazzling burst of vibrant hues. The colorful blast engulfs the shadow, its magical energies disrupting the creature's form. The shadow is momentarily stunned and disoriented, its advance halted by the blinding display. His strategic use of the spell effectively neutralizes the immediate threat, granting him and Maisie a brief respite. Taking advantage of the shadow's temporary incapacitation, Arrok swiftly moves to Maisie's side.
Maisie's and Arrok's bond observe the intense battle unfolding before them.
As Zara steps forward, her eyes fixed on the battered door, she feels a surge of determination and raw power coursing through her veins. Aegis, recognizing her fierce spirit, gestures towards the door, offering her the honor of breaking through.
With a resounding battle cry, Zara raises her silver greatsword high above her head and swings it down with all her might. In a remarkable display of strength and precision, she strikes the door with a perfect critical hit, shattering it into a shower of splintered wood and twisted metal. The force of Zara's blow is so tremendous that the debris becomes deadly shrapnel, shooting through the air and striking two nearby shadows. The shards of wood and metal tear through the shadows' ethereal forms, causing them to recoil in pain and fear. The impact of her attack sends a clear message. Undeterred by the presence of the remaining shadow, Zara steps forward, her eyes burning with determination. She locks her gaze onto the fear-stricken essence of the shadow, challenging it with her unwavering resolve. The shadow, overwhelmed by Zara's indomitable spirit, quivers in fear and hesitates to advance.
In that moment, Zara stands as a beacon of courage, radiating an aura of strength that intimidates even the darkest of shadows. Her unwavering gaze sends a clear message: she will not be deterred. With the path forward revealed and the shadows momentarily held at bay, Zara takes a bold step into the room beyond, ready to face whatever awaits her. Her fierce determination and unwavering resolve serve as a beacon of hope for her companions.
With a swift salute, the gladiator acknowledges Zara's incredible display of power. He recognizes her as a formidable warrior. As Zara presses forward, the gladiator rogue decides to support her by taking a different approach. Utilizing his uncanny agility and dexterity, the gladiator effortlessly ascends the rampart wall, his movements almost seeming supernatural. Once on the roof, he wastes no time in engaging the shadows that Arrok's snake had detected. With a series of precise strikes and calculated maneuvers, he swiftly dispatches one of the shadows, preventing it from posing a threat to Zara. Realizing the importance of guarding the flank as she pushes forward, the gladiator swiftly descends through the lower door, his movements silent and stealthy. He positions himself strategically, ensuring that he remains hidden from the enemies while maintaining a vantage point that allows him to see Zara. Observing her interactions with the paladin of the mountain, a hint of jealousy flickers in his eyes. He admires her strength and the attention she garners, wishing to stand alongside her as an equal. However, he understands the importance of unity within the party and channels his emotions into a fierce determination to support Zara and the rest of the team. He stands ready, his gaze fixed on the shadows that threaten their advance.
Arrok, standing in the shed hallway, gazes at the aftermath of Maisie's encounter with the mimic. The mangled creature strewn across the room serves as a testament. As he scans the area, his eyes settle on a chest that Maisie had looted, but upon closer inspection, he finds it empty.
Suddenly, Maisie's voice echoes through the hallway, reaching Arrok's ears. She informs him that she has found a portal rune in the next room and intends to use it. Without hesitation, Arrok acknowledges her message and prepares himself for the imminent teleportation. Trusting in her judgment, he follows her footsteps. Maisie arrives in the room with the rest of the team. "Hi Cap, hi Zara." Her words cut short as she sees Aegis remove the two shadows that Zara holds in place with fear. "Wow, what happened here?" she continues. "Wait. Where's Arrok?"
Arrok communicates with Maisie of his failed use of the teleportal rune, and is still in the shed as he figures whether to explore the rest of the shed, or move swift to the team.
In response to knowing his position replies, "Loot vamp. They are running a train the fuck up here."
Why do you fight so hard, Aegis? I know you have no spells left, I can sense your desperation here. Lady Seraph's attempt to use vicious mockery on Aegis, taunting him with her words, is met with a resolute response from the paladin. As her spell takes effect, Aegis stands firm, his willpower overcoming the intended effect.
With a piercing gaze and a hint of a smile, Aegis addresses Lady Seraph, refusing to be shaken by her words. He speaks with a tone of authority and confidence, asserting his position. "Know your place," which, he retorts, his voice firm and unwavering. The words carry an underlying message of warning, a reminder to Lady Seraph not to underestimate his team's resolve.
Lady Seraph's voice echoes through the arena as she announces the dwindling time remaining in the round. Her words cut through the tension-filled air, catching the attention of all participants. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left, she declares, her voice commanding and authoritative. The urgency in her tone is palpable, reminding everyone of the pressing need to accomplish their objectives before time runs out. The spanner represents victory and success, a symbol of triumph in the trials they face. With time slipping away, the race to touch the spanner becomes even more frantic and competitive. The stage is set for a climactic finale, where every second counts and every move could mean the difference between victory and defeat.
As Aegis swiftly dispatches the shadow that attempted to ambush him, he turns around to assess the situation. Arrok's snake warns him of the danger, allowing him to react swiftly and neutralize the threat.
Meanwhile, the trial's master, the paladin rogue, takes a moment to taunt Lady Seraph, implying that the party possesses strength and power. His words carry a hint of mockery, suggesting that the party's presence poses a significant challenge for Lady Seraph and her forces.
Lady Seraph, it seems they bring the might of the mountain to your front door. In a dramatic display, the trial's master throws a handful of diamonds into the graveyard. The diamonds shimmer and catch the fading light of the arena, casting an ethereal glow as they descend upon the burial ground. As they make contact with the soil, the diamonds emit a dark beam of light, piercing through the twilight sky. The result of the action becomes evident as the ground begins to stir. From the earth, wights, skeletons, and a few restless ghosts emerge, their undead forms summoned by dark power. The once peaceful graveyard transforms into a scene of haunting specters and animated corpses. As the undead rise, he yells, "Show them, I wish the primordial to see what its shadows can do."
In response to seeing this happen, the lady softly replies, "I see that Kalember has granted you his favor, odd."
As Zara ascends the stairs, her keen eyesight and warrior instincts allow her to spot a lurking shadow. With a swift and precise strike of silver, she eliminates the shadow, clearing her path forward. As she reaches the top of the stairs, she notices a peculiar sight, a large, protruding purple gem embedded in the wall. Its vibrant hue contrasts against the surrounding environment, drawing her attention. Resting beneath the gem is a purple rug, creating an intriguing juxtaposition of colors. The gem's presence suggests that it holds some significance within the trials. Its enchanting aura and unique placement indicate that it may serve a purpose. Zara's instincts tell her that interacting with this gem could potentially be the spanner.
As a shadow lunges and strikes the rogue gladiator with a swift and unexpected blow, he is momentarily overwhelmed by its dark power. The force of the attack propels him backward, causing him to stumble and lose his balance. With a pained expression, he vanishes as he's pulled into a portal, returning to the safety of the lobby. As he leaves the lobby in an attempt to aid his team, he notices 3 spirits and a skeleton pile over the wall towards him.
Maisie swiftly dashes towards the flanking shadow, her movements precise and fluid. Aegis follows closely behind, positioning himself in line with Maisie for a coordinated attack. With a combined effort, they unleash a flurry of strikes, their weapons cutting through the shadowy form of the assailant. The shadow dissipates into nothingness. Maisie takes a moment to catch her breath, her adrenaline still coursing through her veins. She communicates with Zara through their telepathic bond, cautioning her to be careful.
Arrok reappears in the room after using the teleportation room, his surroundings quickly coming into focus. His gaze falls upon a simple chest positioned against the opposite wall. Intrigued by its presence, he approaches the chest and opens it, revealing its contents. Inside, nestled amidst the darkness of the chest, he finds an unknown dark pendant. Its intricate design and enigmatic aura captivate his attention. Arrok carefully picks up the pendant, examining it closely, searching for any clues or hints about its origin or purpose. The pendant emanates a faint, mysterious energy, resonating with the arcane forces that surround them in the trials. Curiosity and a desire for understanding compel Arrok to secure the pendant. He tucks it safely into his belongings, aware that it may hold significance or power that could aid them.
Aegis, with his passive evil detection, alerts the team. Forward. Back right flank. Brace the door.
I cap. Maisie quickly responds to Aegis's command, her fighter instincts kicking in. She swiftly rushes towards a nearby pile of debris, scanning it for suitable items that can be used to barricade the door. With an eagle eye for practicality, she picks up sturdy planks, broken furniture, and any other solid objects she can find. With determination, Maisie carries the collected materials back to the door, where Aegis stands, ready to defend against the approaching horde. Together, they start constructing a makeshift barricade, strategically placing the heavy objects to reinforce the entry point.
As the horde draws nearer, their footsteps growing louder and more ominous. Brace! As the whites begin to pile on the barricaded door, Maisie and Aegis brace themselves, knowing that their makeshift defense will be put to the test. The weight and pressure from the undead force cause the barricade to creak and groan, but they stand firm. Aegis witnesses in dismay as the horde overwhelms and takes down the rogue gladiator who bravely tried to defend the team. He grits his teeth, feeling the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He nods solemnly as the fallen gladiator shares his last words, mentioning the location of a rusted spanner near the iron-barred chest. As he is taken down, Aegis calls to him to seek his audience on the other side. With a determined look in his eyes, Aegis turns to Maisie, conveying the urgency of the situation. Maisie, we need to secure that spanner. It could be the key to our victory here. He gestures towards the barricaded door where the undead continue to pile up, their relentless assault threatening to break through. Aegis takes a deep breath, summoning his inner strength. Keep them at bay, Maisie. I will find a way to retrieve that spanner. With that, he swiftly moves towards the iron-barred chest, his focus unwavering amidst the chaos surrounding him. As he reaches the chest, Aegis carefully examines the rusted metal, searching for any weak points or means of entry. With his keen eyes and knowledge, he assesses the situation, calculating the best approach. Keeping his senses sharp for any signs of danger, Aegis attempts to disengage the iron bars, applying pressure with finesse. He remains vigilant, aware that the horde at the door must be kept at bay. Aegis's determination driving him forward. With a satisfying click, the iron bars give way, granting him access to the chest. He opens it, revealing the rusted spanner nestled inside. Grasping the tool firmly, he feels a surge of hope and renewed determination. With the spanner in hand, Aegis makes his way back.
Zara's curiosity leads her to investigate the room with the crystal, her eyes widening with fascination as she discovers its true nature. The radiant glow of the ether crystal illuminates the chamber, casting a shimmering light across the walls. With reverence, Zara focuses her attention on the crystal, studying its intricate facets and ethereal glow. She recalls the legends and stories she has heard about ether crystals, their connection to the weave of magic, and their ability to channel and restore arcane energy. As she moves to the adjacent room, her heart begins to pound with adrenaline as she spots another shadow in the room. Fueled by her determination and refusal to be defeated, she swings her weapon with all her might, but the shadow eludes her attack. The shadow retaliates, attempting to drain her strength and send her back to the lobby. However, Zara's spirit remains unyielding. With sheer willpower, she resists the effects of the Lady Seraph's planar magic, refusing to be taken so easily. She lets out a defiant shout, "You will not take me!" The sheer force of her resistance surprises the shadow, momentarily halting its advance.
Maisie, ever watchful and connected through their bond, senses Zara's pain and urgency. Without hesitation, she dashes forward, seeing the shadow try to hide and start to lunge out at Zara again. She begins positioning herself between Zara and the shadow. With swift and precise strikes, Maisie unleashes a flurry of attacks, cutting through the shadow's incorporeal form. Each strike tears into its essence, causing it to dissipate into nothingness.
Zara's relief washes over her as she witnesses Maisie's timely intervention. She is grateful for her companion's unwavering protection. The two warriors stand side by side.
Maisie's eyes light up with a spark of inspiration as she thinks about the rusted spanner, realizing its potential value. She quickly shares her idea with Aegis, urging him to utilize the power of the ether crystal to restore the spanner to its former glory.
Aegis takes a moment to consider Maisie's suggestion. He understands the importance of utilizing their resources wisely and recognizes the potential of mending the spanner. With a nod of agreement, he moves swiftly to the ether crystal, telling the team that they will honor the road by holding here. He asks and instructs the team to barricade the stairs to detour the encroaching horde.
Knowing the door he was guarding is on the verge of breaking down, Arrok is aware of the gravity of the situation. He hears Maisie's urgent call and swiftly responds, making his way to the top room where the team is about to barricade the choke point. In a moment of desperation, he begins to pray fervently to his God, seeking divine intervention and guidance. With each word spoken in his prayer, Arrok's faith strengthens, and he feels a surge of energy coursing through the dark pendant. He channels the power bestowed upon him by his deity, drawing upon its divine essence. As Arrok reaches the top room, his presence is infused with an aura of ancient energy. He joins the team, lending his strength to the barricading efforts. With renewed determination and the blessings of his god, Arrok puts his full effort into fortifying the choke point, reinforcing the barricade with his allies.
Maisie's voice rings out with frustration and anger, directed towards the hosts standing outside the window. Her words are sharp, laced with disdain and a touch of defiance. She refuses to let their presence intimidate her, determined to make her voice heard. Foul witch! Do you truly believe that this trial's master has the guidance of Kellamvor in this chaotic mess? Maisie's voice carries a mixture of accusation and exasperation. Can't you see how this has spiraled out of control? The gladiator's life was not meant to be a pawn in your petty contest. Her words hang in the air, daring the hosts to respond, challenging the authority they seem to hold over the trials. Maisie's outburst serves as a declaration of her dissatisfaction with the current state of affairs, as she highlights the unfairness and disregard for life that has come to pass. Though the hosts may remain silent, Maisie's words stand as a reminder that there are those who question their actions, who refuse to accept the trials as a mere spectacle. With her defiant stance and impassioned speech, Maisie aims to pierce through and shed light on the consequences of their actions.
The team quickly springs into action, grabbing books and bookshelves from the surrounding room to reinforce the barricade at the stairway leading to the lower room. They stack the shelves horizontally, creating a makeshift wall that acts as a barrier against the relentless assault of the horde trying to break down the door. Zara, Aegis, Maisie, and Arrok work together, placing the books strategically to fill in the gaps between the shelves, ensuring a sturdy barricade. They utilize their strength and agility to swiftly arrange the books and shelves, forming a solid barrier that is difficult for the horde to penetrate. About 1 minute passes as the team finishes their barricade.
Aegis approaches Zara with a determined look in his eyes. As he reaches her, he extends his hand, presenting her with a ring adorned with intricate designs. It emanates a faint aura of protection, a tangible symbol of his trust and support. Zara, take this, Aegis says, his voice filled with sincerity. It's my ring of protection. I believe it will serve you better than it will serve me in this moment. He gazes at her, emphasizing his unwavering faith in her abilities and his desire for her safety. He continues, his tone filled with conviction. With this ring, may you find the strength and resilience to face any challenges that come your way. Let it be a shield against the shadows that seek to drain you. I entrust it to you, knowing that you will use its power wisely. Aegis places the ring in her palm, his hand briefly touching hers in a gesture of camaraderie. His eyes meet hers, a mixture of determination and concern reflected in their depths. Remember, Zara, we stand together as a team. Your safety is of utmost importance to me. Use this ring to protect yourself, and know that I will be by you, fighting alongside you. As Zara's silver blade is infused with the raw display of Githyanki power, a profound transformation takes place. The blade resonates with the energy, and a surge of newfound power courses through it. It becomes attuned to Zara, forging a deeper connection between the warrior and her weapon.
The blade awakens, its silver surface gleaming with a heightened intensity. It now possesses a +1 awakening state, granting Zara a bonus to her attack rolls. The blade cuts through the air with increased precision, finding its mark with greater accuracy than ever before. In addition to the improved accuracy, the awakened blade inflicts additional psychic damage upon striking its target. Each hit now carries with it a burst of psychic energy, causing an additional 1d6 points of damage. The force of the psychic energy leaves a lasting impact on the opponent, amplifying the pain and disrupting their thoughts. As Zara wields the awakened blade, she can feel its power resonate within her. It becomes an extension of her own strength and determination, empowering her strikes and instilling fear in her enemies. The connection between Zara and her blade grows stronger, enhancing her prowess on the battlefield and solidifying her role as a formidable warrior.
As Arrok's prayer continues and his newfound pendant glows with an eerie darkness, a surge of energy emanates from it. The pendant attunes to Arrok, forming a deep connection between the cleric and the mysterious artifact. In a burst of dark energy, the pendant releases its power, restoring the drained strength of Arrok's team. The darkness washes over the weary bodies of his companions, invigorating them with renewed vitality. The strength that was drained by their adversaries is replenished, and a surge of vigor courses through their veins. Their muscles regain their firmness, weariness dissipates, and fatigue is replaced by a revitalizing energy. Arrok's pendant acts as a conduit, channeling the dark energy and transferring it to those around him. It taps into the deep reservoirs of strength within each member of the team, revitalizing their bodies and spirits. With their strength restored, they stand tall and ready to face the challenges ahead with renewed determination. As the dark energy dissipates, the pendant's glow subsides, but its attunement to Arrok remains. It becomes a symbol of his connection to the mysterious forces that aid him in his journey.
As Maisie reaches into her bag and retrieves a magical item she had looted earlier, she presents Arrok with a ring called the Force of the Ancient. The ring emits a faint glow and carries a mysterious aura of power. Maisie explains to Arrok that this ring has the ability to enhance his force damage, granting it the additional effect of knocking enemies back.
Arrok accepts the ring with gratitude, understanding the value it holds in enhancing his abilities. As he wears the ring, he feels a surge of ancient power flowing through him. The force damage he inflicts with his spells and attacks becomes imbued with an extraordinary strength, capable of not only damaging his foes but also pushing them back.
3 minutes remain in the trial. Round 20 start.
As round 20 begins, Aegis steps forward and touches the etheric crystal, channeling its power. The crystal resonates with energy, pulsating with a brilliant light as Aegis taps into its magic. A surge of energy flows through him, replenishing his depleted spell energy. He feels the magic coursing through his veins, restoring his ability to cast spells. With renewed vigor, he focuses his attention on mending the rusted spanner. The surge of etheric energy courses through him. Using his skilled craftsmanship and the power of the etheric crystal, Aegis begins the process of repairing the spanner. The magical energy flows from his fingertips, weaving intricate patterns of mending and restoration. As he channels his magic into the spanner, the rust starts to fade, and the metal begins to regain its former strength. Meanwhile, the rest of the team gets into position, ready to hold the horde back. They take up strategic positions around the barricade, their weapons at the ready. Zara, wielding her awakening silver blade, emanates an aura of power and determination. Maisie readies her long sword, prepared to strike down any enemies that come too close. Arrok, empowered by his attuned pendant and the force of the ancient ring, stands firm, ready to unleash his dark magic against the horde.
As round 21 begins, several wights prove their physical prowess and manage to break through the lower barricade, advancing towards the team. Their relentless determination and athletic abilities pose a threat to the team's defense. Meanwhile, a blood raven swoops through the window behind Aegis, aiming to disrupt his concentration and attack from an unexpected angle.
Arrok, utilizing his abilities, unleashes a chilling touch upon one of the whites that managed to breach the barricade behind Maisie. The frigid energy courses through the undead creature, slowing its movements and weakening it.
Maisie, in her relentless assault, strikes out with her weapon, cleaving through the few corpses that manage to climb through the breached barricade. Her swift and powerful attacks dismantle the undead foes, preventing them from advancing further.
Zara, recognizing the threat posed by the Blood Raven, swiftly moves to intercept it. With her silver blade in hand, aiming to eliminate the avian menace and protect Aegis from harm.
Round 21 becomes a battle of attrition, as the team engages in a fierce struggle against the Whites and the Blood Raven. The team coordinates their efforts, Maisie's hacking and slashing, Arrok's arcane blasts, and Zara's skillful combat maneuvers. They effectively hold off the initial horde attempting to breach the barricade and stairs. The combined strength and skills of the team create a formidable defense, pushing back the undead foes and thwarting their advance.
As the Blood Raven swoops in towards Aegis, Zara reacts swiftly, bringing down her silver blade with a powerful strike. The blade connects with the avian creature, tearing it apart and leaving a splatter of blood on the nearby wall. The threat is swiftly eliminated.
Meanwhile, as a white slips past Maisie, Arrok quickly reacts. With a perfectly aimed Eldritch Blast, he unleashes a powerful blast of energy, dealing maximum damage to the undead creature. The force of the blast sends the white into a front flip, as its head is forcefully removed from its body, ending its unlife. Arrok then swiftly moves to the rear stairs banister, positioning himself strategically to provide support and cover. However, a skeleton manages to make it through the weakened barricade. With a surprising display of accuracy, it throws its sword, hitting its target and dealing maximum damage. Despite the hit, Arrok retaliates with an opportunity attack as the skeleton attempts to climb up. His strike connects with devastating force, dealing significant damage and shattering the skeleton's bones, leaving it lifeless on the ground.
The battle continues to rage on as the team faces the ongoing onslaught of undead creatures. As multiple enemies manage to breach the defenses and as a ghost phases through the far wall, the team prepares for the incoming onslaught. Zara swiftly moves to reinforce the formation, positioning herself to defend against the approaching threats.
Meanwhile, Maisie, recognizing the need to address the enemies at the lower barricade, quickly drops down and engages the undead. With a flurry of strikes, she lands a critical hit on one of the undead, dispatching it with precision. However, her next attack misses, leaving her momentarily vulnerable. In that moment, a white seizes the opportunity and strikes her, landing a hit.
At the same time, the skeletons attempt to climb up the barricade but fail on their first try. However, on their second attempt, Arrok brings down his mace with precision, striking one of the skeletons and preventing it from reaching the top.
Zara, ever vigilant, notices one of the whites attempting to chase Maisie. She swiftly moves to intercept, attacking the white and delivering a powerful blow that not only stops its advance but also ends its own life.
With the immediate threats dealt with, Maisie redirects her attention to the approaching ghost, recognizing its dangerous presence. She prepares herself for the confrontation, ready to engage in combat.
As Arrok fires another spell, the blast connects with the ghost. The ethereal being is forcefully pushed back, retreating outside the room momentarily. However, a resilient skeleton manages to defy the odds and successfully climbs over the barricade with a remarkable display of athleticism, landing on the upper level. Simultaneously, a white slips through the defenses, adding to the growing threat.
Reacting swiftly, Zara recognizes the immediate danger posed by the skeleton and rushes towards it with determination. With her silver greatsword in hand, she delivers a precise and powerful strike, channeling her strength and skill. The blade connects with the skeleton's brittle bones, causing a devastating impact. In a single blow, the skeleton is shattered into a cloud of dust and shrapnel, its existence reduced to nothingness. The display of exceptional combat prowess leaves the room momentarily silent, the lingering dust settling in the air. As her ferocity and unyielding spirit become evident, the white that managed to slip through the defenses finds itself immobilized by fear. Paralyzed by Zara's presence and prowess, it becomes unable to act, held in place by its own terror. Meanwhile, another skeleton attempts to breach the barricade, only to be met with Zara's relentless strikes once again. Her precise and powerful blows deliver yet another critical hit, shattering the skeleton to dust.
With the whites frozen in fear and the remaining undead creatures outnumbered, the team seizes the opportunity to launch a coordinated assault. Maisie and Arrok unleash a flurry of attacks, striking with precision and combining their abilities to bring down the formidable ghost. Their coordinated efforts, combined with their individual skills, prove to be too much for the ethereal being, and it dissipates into nothingness.
The team's efforts and individual abilities continue to shine, as they face the relentless assault with unwavering resolve, adapting to the challenges thrown their way. Their unity and unwavering determination pave the path to victory, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The room falls silent once again, with the only sound being the heavy breaths of the victorious team. The combined strength, skill, and determination of Zara, Maisie, and Arrok have proven instrumental in overcoming the relentless onslaught of undead creatures. As they take a moment to regroup and catch their breath, they can feel a sense of accomplishment and the momentum of the battle shifting in their favor.
As the last moments of the trial tick away, Zara swiftly dispatches the remaining whites with her lethal strikes, turning them into mere targets for her skill. With precision and deadly accuracy, she leaves a visceral mess of bodies, expertly sealing the barricade once again with the remnants of the undead.
The team quickly regroups around Aegis as he completes the mending of the spanner, its dull rusted surface transformed into a vibrant shade of purple. With a shared sense of purpose and determination, they all place a hand on the newly mended tool, symbolizing their unity and triumph.
Just as the trial reaches its final seconds, Lady Seraph's voice echoes through the arena, announcing the end of the trial and declaring the team's victory. Their skill, bravery, and unwavering teamwork have proven successful, overcoming the challenges thrown their way.
The team stands together, victorious and exhausted, but with a newfound sense of accomplishment. They have conquered the trial, prevailing against the forces of darkness and emerging as champions. As the adrenaline subsides and the reality sinks in, they can take pride in their achievements, knowing that they have demonstrated their prowess and earned their place among the elite. As the game arena begins to destabilize and the team is teleported back to the lobby, they are presented with the choice of staying in the Shadow District or being returned to the Sanctum. Aegis, seeking a change of scenery and some relaxation, asks Maisie to take the newcomers to the heart of the city and assist them in finding comfortable resting quarters at the tavern.
The Lady Seraph, with a mischievous smile on her face, steps forward and addresses the victorious team. She expresses her gratitude for the unique and unexpected way the events unfolded during the trials. With a playful tone, she commends their resourcefulness and adaptability, acknowledging that they brought a certain flair to the game. She says, "Congratulations, brave champions. You have emerged triumphant from the trials, showcasing your prowess and cunning. It was truly a pleasure to witness the unique path you forged through the challenges. Your resourcefulness and adaptability have not gone unnoticed. You brought a certain flair to the game, a touch of unpredictability that kept us on the edge of our seats. I must admit, it was quite refreshing to see. As a token of my appreciation, I present each of you with these exquisite tokens. Crafted with purple and golden hues, they possess a power that goes beyond their mere appearance. Consider them as keys to unlock hidden possibilities and rewards. Within these tokens lie secrets, potentials waiting to be tapped into. They can grant you boons, favors, or unlock paths yet unexplored. Use them wisely, for their true nature may reveal itself to those who dare to delve deeper." In a dramatic flourish, she presents each member of the winning team with 2 tokens. These tokens are crafted with purple and golden hues, shimmering with an otherworldly glow. The Lady Seraph explains that these tokens hold great power and can be exchanged for various rewards and benefits within the realm. Leaves the team with a cryptic message, hinting at the hidden depths of the tokens and the possibilities they hold. The Lady Seraph's parting words echo through the room, concludes her monologue with a graceful bow, leaving the team. She concludes, "Remember, the game may be over, but your journey continues." Keep your eyes open for the opportunities that present themselves. Embrace the unknown, for it is in the realm of mystery that true adventure awaits. Farewell, brave champions. May your paths be filled with excitement and triumph. And who knows, perhaps our destinies will intertwine again, in this realm or another. Until then, cherish these tokens and the memories you've made.
With their paths diverging for the time being, Arrok decides to stay in the Shadow District, intrigued by the whispers he had heard during the game. Curiosity guiding his steps, he embarks on a personal exploration of the mysterious district, eager to uncover its secrets.
Meanwhile, Aegis bids farewell to his comrades and returns to his own domain on the other side of the city. As a gladiator of great renown, he has his own responsibilities and affairs to attend to, and he sets off to take care of them.
Maisie and Zara, choosing to return to the Sanctum, make their way back together. They find solace in the familiar walls, where they can rest, rejuvenate, and reflect on their recent triumph. With their bond forged stronger than ever, they discuss their future endeavors and how they can continue to grow and overcome future challenges.
Each member of the team goes their separate ways, but the memories of their time together in the trials will forever remain. They have proven their mettle, formed unbreakable bonds, and now embark on new chapters of their respective journeys, ready to face whatever awaits them.
From me, you want the same as me.